Dave Scott, Hub Media. Today for the January 2024 Charity Chat, I am joined by Sandra Mallett from the Alzheimer Society. And I got to get this right because you got this great big title. And boy, I'm not great at titles. So it's Brant, Haldeman, Norfolk, Hamilton, Halton. You're the public educator. Thank you for taking the time and joining me in the new year. I got lots of questions, but I'm going to give you the floor for a minute and talk about what you guys do because it's phenomenal.
Thank you so much, Dave, for having me to the program today. Yes, the Alzheimer Society, and you got it perfect. We are Brant, Haldeman, Norfolk, Hamilton, and Halton, and we are here supporting persons living with a diagnosis as well as their care partners. But we also go out in the community and work with different agencies like retirement homes, long-term care, adult day programs, home care supports, training staff, and helping them better understand dementia itself. And the greatest part about us is we support people, sometimes even from before diagnosis, right through, and sometimes even after death. So we are here for the whole journey.
Wow. And, you know, over the years, I think everybody has had that dementia crawl into their life somewhere, and a family member or friend. And it can be, boy, it can take its toll, really. And you guys are there to help because I don't think we really understand how much it affects caregivers and those folks around. But you guys, honestly, your programs have grown leaps and bounds, which is probably not a good thing because there's so much of it, but thank you for what you do. And talk a little bit about that. Just how would I, you know, if this happened to someone in my family, I saw the first link video you guys have, which is excellent, by the way. Talk about how they get a hold of you or how it works.
For sure. Let me just back up one quick moment when you say that our program has grown, Dave, because I think one of the best things about that is we're learning more and more with every passing day that people are living well with dementia. You know, in verbiage, we often hear people are suffering and it's an awful people are suffering. But our former CEO, Mary Burnett, who was with us for 17 years, she talked about it like your dining room light switch, that dimmer, right? That we may have days that are a little bit more gray and we may have days that are super bright. And that's why we can do so many things at the Alzheimer Society. We have lots of great programs in terms of keeping people socially active and engaged and learning more. And then we really turn it to that living well with dementia piece. So I think that's another great reason why we've grown so much, is we can really help so many people. But absolutely, we encourage people to check out our website anytime and just see where you're at and what kinds of supports we can help you with. Our mission statement is around education, counseling, and support groups. But of course, we have all kinds of programs and really work hard to meet the needs of everyone.
I want to share just quickly a little story. Years ago, I was lucky enough to be really good friends with John Race and his wife. And I remember John's wife struggled, and you guys, obviously he was a big supporter of you guys. And I want to make that very clear. It was excellent. But one of the things that he told me that really, really got to me was we were talking one day, and if his wife was having a really bad day, this is in the later stages, he would take the birthday card out and give it to her. And she'd be happy for the rest of the day because it was his birthday. He goes, some weeks I have to do that a couple times. But he said, it makes her day better. And I want to make her days the best they can be. And I just thought, wow, you know, that's kind of what you guys do. That's what you guys are all about, is making those days as good as they can be, correct?
Yes, absolutely. I have a personal experience in my own life with dementia. My maternal grandfather had frontal temporal dementia, and he's been gone for about 20 years now. But all the time when I'm talking about my work, my mom and my aunt talk about how amazing that support group was and how it was so lovely for them to be themselves and openly be able to share with the rest of the people in the group what they were going through. Maybe sometimes it was something my grandfather had done. Maybe it was something around the way they had responded to it and felt guilty or something. But everybody in the room got them and could speak to them without judgment. And, you know, again, 20 years later, Mom still talks about how amazing the support was through the Alzheimer's Society.
That's wonderful. You know, that's the point of it, right? Couple more questions real quick. Suppose people want to get involved, they want to volunteer. Is there opportunities with the society to come and can help out?
Absolutely. We have a real variety of programs that our volunteers help with. So sometimes I'm taking volunteers out in the community to help me with booths or some of the education programs that we do in retirement and long-term care homes. We have some of our volunteers who help with administrative tasks, things like putting packages together, stuffing of envelopes, helping with co-hosting our virtual programs. And we have a new program called In-Home Social Recreation Program, where the volunteers go into a person's home and spend about an hour, hour and a half, maybe doing some programs or games, maybe just sitting and visiting, and gives the care provider a little bit of a break. Or sometimes the care provider likes to be part of the action too.
Is there, and I don't know, like, I don't know what the early stages are. I don't know what you would look for in a person. And I know I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you give us a couple examples of some things you might want to go, oh, we should get this checked out? Like, is there a few?
For sure. So some of the things we talk about would be the normal versus not normal aging. Because I'm sure, like me, Dave, you've walked into a room sometimes and gone, why the heck am I in here? Right? That's normal aging. The biggest thing that people say to me all the time is that it's the memory loss, and they start to panic that they forgot something that somebody told them yesterday, or a situation that happened. And yes, for 95% of our folks, they are experiencing some form of memory loss, and typically it's that short-term memory loss. There's also a lot of symptoms that we see around language. But I like to remind people that language is your words spoken, heard, read, and written. And depending on the type of dementia that a person is experiencing, the language parts could be different. They may have more trouble communicating what they want to say to somebody, or then it could be more you're trying to say something to them and they're not comprehending it. So then that gets tricky too. So those are some of our bigger bigger symptoms that we see in those early stages.
I had a friend last year who passed away and had dementia, but one of the things I remember reading at that time was his memory was like an onion peeling back. He had really good memories of long time ago. He was born in the 1930s or 40s, I can't remember. But it seemed like those really old memories were still there fresh. Is that normal?
Yes. So 95% of the people that experience the memory loss, of that, for 95% of them, it's the short-term memory that they lose, that idea of what did I have for breakfast? Did I even have breakfast? Versus the, talking about mother or back on the farm or going to school. And for some people, it may be they've gone right back to childhood. For other people, it may be early marriage and children. So they look at their grandchild and think it's their son, or they look at their son and think it's their husband, or whatever those roles are, not being able to find that time and orientation.
Gotcha. Any events coming up you want to plug, or is there anything you see on the horizon?
For sure. Yes, we're all busy planning for 2024. Lots of great things going on. As the public educator, I'll talk about education first. So just a reminder again, we are here for the whole journey. So if you're somebody who's just thinking maybe you need to take someone to a visit at the doctor and maybe see is this dementia, maybe you've just recently been diagnosed, we have a program that we offer every month called Getting Started. And it's on Zoom, and it's just an hour and a half, and it talks about some of the symptoms in dementia, how you go about that doctor's appointment, and then we really dive deep into the different services that the Alzheimer's Society will be there to provide throughout your journey. So that's one of the first things. But of course, we have other education programs that are ongoing, things like middle stages or care in the later stages. We have a program, Choices in Care, for people that are looking at retirement versus long-term care home living. So lots of great things happening on education, and you can always find out more about that on our website. We have great social programs where we invite the person living with the diagnosis to come along with a care provider. Many times that's a spouse, but it could be an adult child or maybe a neighbor or friend, someone from church. And we've got things like Social Cafe, Creative Expressions, our Minds in Motion programs. just for the general community at large, people who are working hard to age well, concerned about maybe their physical health and their opportunities to socialize. We have great Sit to Be Fit programs offered all throughout Haldimand, Norfolk for sure, as well as Brant, Hamilton, and Halton. And I always love to remind people it's never too early to start thinking about it. But the last Saturday in May is our investors group Walk for Alzheimer's. And so this year it'll be Saturday, May 25th. And I'm sure in the next month or so, you'll start to see us advertising the locations of all of our walks. But get your friends and family, come together and just really enjoy supporting persons living with dementia and all of the great programs that we can offer.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do more shows. You've got so much information there, right? To unpack. You and I need to sit down and just go, okay, click. ALZDA.ca is the website. Is there a 1-800 number? I'm just curious.
Oh, of course there is, and you catch me right on the spot there. Is it on my business card?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, it's on your business card.
Oh, it's I have a 1-800 number that people can access, and I should have had that right ready.
It's no problem.
It is 1-800-565-4614.
1-800-565
4614.
All right, this has been a blast. I learned so much today just hanging out and talking to you. We definitely should. We'll get together again before the walk and try and do another show. But keep up the great work. Say hi to everybody there for me. And you know, it's great to have this opportunity to chat with you and see what's going on out there with the programs that you're doing.
Perfect. And thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it.